the flag.
8:06, Needed a Morning Show. We are about an hour away from the vote in the House Judiciary Committee. And we were thinking over the break, like, how many people are on that committee anyway? So I looked it up. There are 22 members of that committee, 12 of the majority party, which in this case is the Democrat Party, and 10 members of the minority, the Republicans there. So they'll have the votes to send it through to the House for a vote there, and then it'll go to the Senate for a vote there, or actually a trial will be held in the Senate. So you think it's fun already?
Yeah, I don't know. They're talking about just dismissing it in the Senate.
Yeah,
in the Senate
I don't even think it'll make it out of the Senate committee.
They're arguing whether they should actually have a trial on this thing or just dismiss this as nonsense completely. So
okay,
the circus continues.
The circus continues. Yes. Against which backdrop we bring in our good friends Darren and Dawn, making the circus even better. That probably doesn't sound very nice to them. Darren Losee and Don Siewert from Good Life Magazine are here with us in studio today. Time for what we call Good Life Radio. What's going on, Darren and Don?
Thanks for having us, you guys. And speaking of the Good Life, this studio, man, this is the Good Life right here.
We are loving it here.
Yes.
No doubt. You were at our old place, too, so you know how much we love this.
This is impressive.
It's all Christmassy in here.
We got the Christmas lights up now, Don. Yes, we had a class up. We heard you were coming in, so we said, let's go. Class up the joint. Yeah, seriously, every day I walk in this place, I go, thank you, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, you guys are blessed. This is a great environment.
No question about it. We're so lucky here. And lucky that you came in to hang with all of us,
thank
too.
You.
Whenever there's a new issue of the Good Life Men's Magazine that comes out, we have Darren and Don come and tell us a little bit about it. So, Dan Fuller, this guy's awesome.
Yes,
and you've
sir.
done a really good story with him. Then some guy named Hennon's in your magazine, too. I guess, there goes the neighborhood. No. So tell us about Dan. You got an interview with West Fargo Fire Chief Dan Fuller. What's going on with Dan?
Man, he's a good guy. And a couple things I didn't know about Dan, that his family, I mean, they've all served publicly at some point. And he's just a kind man. You couldn't pick a better guy in that position. And Alex?
And he's really taken the fire department a long ways
He has,
already.
yeah.
And more to come with him, for sure.
Yeah, in fact, that's good to say he's a visionary for that department. And he knows that the pace that city is growing, the demands that go onto his position, and he's the perfect guy for that job.
And we're getting another fire department out there, too. I mean, it's just fabulous what he's doing. Everyone
And you like
loves
the firemen.
Yes, she does.
Well,
Now, why didn't you wear your uniform today, Darren? You know what Mama likes
The
over
next
here.
time we do a photo shoot out there, Alex, you'll have to come
Can
along.
I be your camera girl?
For sure.
Are you a firefighter?
No.
I am not a firefighter.
But he could dress as one.
She just wants every man to dress as a firefighter.
I see.
Come on, Alstrom, get with it.
Well, the way you talked to, I thought there was somebody I didn't know about Darren. But,
Did you bring your Pulaski?
There's lots of things you don't know about Darren, but we won't even.
Okay.
Don't ever
We
drop
won't
your
even.
Pulaski.
We'll have to have Kevin wear a fireman's hat in there now from now on.
He's at least got a red shirt on.
Dan led the implementation of the full-time firefighters in there, kind of mixing them with the part-time guys.
And getting paid for the part-time firefighters.
Yeah, so he's led a really big fundamental shift in what's happened over there. So he's kind of the big deal in the magazine. You have a segment every time you run and it's a November-December issue. So is it 6 issues a year that put out then altogether? Yep. 6, okay. So Don, tell us about the Having a Beer With segment. How did you guys come up with this idea, and how did you completely let your judgment slide out the door and have Hannon in there this time around?
I don't even know how we did. Do you remember, Darren?
Pick of the draw, huh?
I don't know how we came up with the idea. We just thought it would be good to show a different side that people don't normally know about public figures.
Yeah.
Because you get the normal questions. Everybody knows, for the most part, what people do that are in the public eye. We want to ask goofy questions like toilet paper, over or under.
Yes. Things that people got to know.
It's over, by the way.
Yeah.
It is over,
is the
yes.
correct
That's
answer.
the way to do it. Yeah.
Yep.
You got a thing on winter survival, too, how to make winter more fun again. We could definitely use that with all this snow and
You
cold
got
lately.
that right. Yeah, the lovely and talented Megan Fear Walker, she wrote this article based on, her own experiences in the winter. These are things you can do to pass the time.
Make it go quicker. Yeah.
She's also the one that does the Having a Beer With, too. So her and Mr. Hennon sat down at Drecker Brewing.
Yeah, Megan's a ton of fun.
Yeah, she is. She's really fun.
Yeah, she really is. It's not everybody that can do those interviews
Right.
because you have to have the right kind of just the right kind of temperament.
Chemistry.
Yeah.
But she makes you feel at ease right away, and you got a beer in your hand, so it's all
That
good.
also helps,
That does not hurt either.
It doesn't hurt anything.
You also have an interview with Fargo Police Sergeant Kevin Pallas in there in this issue too. Is it some kind of an intended goal that you're trying to honor law enforcement, public servants? We love that, by the way.
Good.
So if you say yes, then we'll be happy about that. Or did it just work out that way? You happen to come up with a couple people this time around.
Yes, and it just happened. Both.
Nice.
There's both answers.
I think next issue it's going to happen again.
It's going to happen next issue too.
Lots of heroes in town, though.
Yeah.
People like to hear about it.
Yeah, and we need to give these men and women good, positive press.
Yeah.
And Mr. Pallas is the epitome of a good policeman.
Oh, he's just a sweet guy.
He is the nicest human being that you'll ever meet. You'll have to pick up the Good Life and read about Kevin. He's a wonderful man. And again, we want to focus on the positive side of these gentlemen in the community.
Yeah. Well, and don't you find that we've gotten to know so many of them from doing work here? Alex is good friends with a number of law enforcement, has been for a long time. But seriously, the image that you hear in so many places is, people that are out trying to inflict punishment, just having fun by making people's lives miserable. And then we see these people, we meet them, they come in, they're the kindest, most sensitive people that are out there.
Right.
They've got some toughness to them, don't get me wrong now. But you start talking about why they do it and what matters to them and their friends, their coworkers, their family, the kids that they serve. And you can tell they're people with just huge hearts.
Right. I agree. And the one tiny itty bitty less than 1% of bad press they get seems to make the most noise.
Isn't that true?
And we want to kind of crush that by telling their personal side of their story and what it takes to do what they do.
Good for you.
I don't know why that is, but you're right. That's exactly what happens. There are people, they take a little bit and go a long way with it. I also like your segment about the heavy lifting guy, Todd Breidenbach.
Yeah.
Talking about a crane operator.
It's a tough
This would be
job.
a cool job, I think. But those guys, like the guys working at the Block 9 project,
Right.
the guy's got to climb up like a quarter mile in the air on the big ladder just to get to the cab of that thing.
That is the only way up there.
Unreal.
Yeah, that's the only way to get up there and to get down from there.
Right.
And to get down.
I think we asked too. I forget now if it was put in there about what do you do when you have to go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
It's a good
Long
question.
way down.
Yes, it is.
They have devices for
Yeah,
that.
They bring a jug.
they've got ways.
There's a really long garden hose that
Ways
takes
to
up
figure that
there.
out. Hey, let me ask you about, I love you guys do such a good job of the advertising that you put it in places where I notice it. So like when I flip
Thank
a
you.
page, I see it on that right margin. And
Right.
I'm not going to call out anybody, but there are different magazines and newspapers around town. It's like, if I bought an ad, it might be in this lower corner buried under something else. I might never see it. I would think the people that advertise with you, and we've got a nice little spread in there. Thanks for putting us in a good spot there too. But I would think people that advertise with you probably get better results because you understand the psychology of how people flip through a magazine.
Absolutely. It's super important because, on average, you're spending, 2 minutes reading the article, and it's always in your vision on the right side of the page. It's always kind of there waiting till you get to the end.
Yeah, it's smart. I mean, when you flip the page, what are you looking at? You're looking at that right margin, and what do you see? The first thing you see is your eyes are ready to process that information. So you take good care of people. So
Thank you.
If people want to find out more, we have stuff in your magazines. The rates are very reasonable. We're very happy doing business with you guys. If people want to find out more about that, how do they get a hold of you to find out how you can make a buck stretch a long way and get some good PR for them?
Hit the urbantoadmedia.com website and all the information is there. There's a tab to contact us, and there's also a tab on there for The Good Life. Hit that tab, go online, read the current issue and past issues of The Good Life.
But you do other things, though, besides the magazine. Why don't you tell us about that a little bit?
Well, Urban Toad Media itself is a graphic design and photography company. So that's kind of the mainstay. And then one of our products that we produce is The Good Life magazine. So we'll do anything from, we'll do headshots in my studio, a lot of different product shots. And Dawn has a long list of clients that she does graphic design for. So if you need to update your marketing material, there's a new year coming.
Yes, that's
right. We got to update that stuff. Contact us. Dawn will take care of you.
Very good. Give us that website again.
urbantoadmedia.com.
urbantoadmedia.com. All right. Darren and Don, they're the rock stars over there. Good Life Men's Magazine. You can find it all over town. Pick it up, read it, and you're going to love it every time that thing comes out. Good to see you, folks. Thanks for coming by.
You guys have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, and a Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thanks for being such great partners with us here at The Flag. We love
Appreciate
you guys. Thanks for coming
Thank
over,
you.
and great to see you as
I've
always.
got a great new theme song for this segment.
Let's hear it.
It's the good life.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Come on, man.
Kevin's earning his pay in there
He's on
today. Good job, buddy.
All right, time for us to head to break. We've got Nate Tangway coming up. Nate's notes. What do we need to know about this game with Illinois State tomorrow? Nate Tangway won 4 national titles with those Bison, and he checks in next here on the Need to Know Morning Show as we head to